America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are many in the GOP that are looking for an alternative because they don't want Donald Trump to run. Well, the name Tim Scott, America is not a racist nation. Tim Scott, yes, as a potential candidate for 2024. Oh boy. Oh, hell no. Mm-mm. So, Trump who? GOP senators rave over the potential Tim Scott presidential run. And Tim Scott is from South Carolina. Mm-mm-mm. So, they are very excited about the potential that Tim Scott will run. And so, that's what they're chattering about because they're not so sure about a Donald Trump presidency at this point. We know why. It's all the stuff that Donald Trump has come out recently and said. And now I guess they're trying to distance themselves from Donald Trump. And so Scott would bring something to the table from day one. This is what Lindsey Graham is saying, adding that his South Carolina colleague is one of the most compelling stories of any Republican out there. Scott, not personally, chatted about the prospect of 2024, declining to talk or directing questions to his staff, but his Republican colleagues are buzzing about his massive reelection victory this year, raising national profile, substantial fundraising halts, and cross country travel for other candidates. And they are happy to talk him up. The South Carolinian carved out a unique lane in the GOP, well liked by mainstream, mainstream likes him. Okay, well, that's all the more reason for me not to like him. Mainstream leaders like Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, but never publicly at odds with Trump, even when he offered to halt the criticism of the former president. And as the only Black Republican senator, he'd offer his party a compelling chance to build on its long running effort to boost diverse candidate recruitment by further appealing to Democratic leaning constituencies. Of course, the 2024 Republican presidential primary is already shaping up to be a tough fight. So, Donald Trump has already thrown his hat in. He's already filled out the necessary paperwork to be a 2024 candidate. And I just think they're trying to distance themselves over the things that he has recently said about the U's and how they are disloyal and ungrateful, and Trump ain't holding back at all. We already know that. So, Scott's increasing prominence and within, nationwide and within the party, said Tom Tillis, North Carolina Republican senator. I want to see what the first quarter shapes up to be in terms of people. Anyone who is serious about it is probably going to make a decision by the end of April. Having somebody like Tim in the mix is a positive for Republicans. So it's just all these various Republican senators that are talking him up, and and him running. But from what I've seen out in the polls recently, not that polls are foolproof, Ron DeSantis is actually ranking higher than Donald Trump right now. You know, a lot of people are more excited about Ron DeSantis running for president than Donald Trump. That's the way it is looking like, according to the polls. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, y'all gonna have to tell me what you think about all of this chatter about Tim Scott running. So during the Trump administration, Scott called out the then president for suggesting that there was blame on both sides. Y'all remember Charlottesville? That's what he's talking about. So Tim Scott said he called him out over the Charlottesville rally in Virginia to protest the removal of Confederate General Robert E. Lee statue. Scott at the time said he would not defend the indefensible. The senator eventually met with Trump one on one to discuss the matter. Tim is one of the more endearing and interesting personalities in the Republican conference and one of the most talented. This is according to Senator Kevin Kramer of North Dakota. I think he thinks a lot about it, and I mean that he just looks like a person who is making all of the right moves to be a candidate. So they're just all talking him up. You know how I feel. I got him in the beginning of my videos when it comes down to racism, saying that America is not a racist nation, and we absolutely know that's not true. American history can pretty much show you what kind of nation America really truly is. And Tim Scott is a lost soul if he thinks there is no racism here. And not to mention the fact, y'all, in the past, he even mentioned some of the racism that even happened to him. And he's been stopped several times by the police. So much for that, Tim Scott. Please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.